Alright, and we're back for the third day of our couch exercises. We'll get right back into it with a couple of new ones and a couple of old ones. First one is a kind of new, and again we will be using our handy dandy stick today. This one's similar to what we've done before, but before we've had bent knees. This one we're going to try and keep our legs straight. I like to have my toes pointed up towards you. And you can bend back a little bit, rest on your elbows if you need to. The more that you're up, the more core you're involved. And you can raise up. Let me get my timer started. All we're going to do is raise up. You can raise one at a time if you like. Right? And you can alternate. Right? And then as you advance, and even more advanced. But don't feel like you have to do that. You can sit back and get your legs into it. Most of this is for your lower core. All of the other just kind of helps along the way. Again, while we're doing this, we're wanting to squeeze belly into back, kind of curve in and sit back, and then you'll raise up. It's often said to breathe out while you're squeezing, so it's and that should be right around the time. And that gets us into our next move, which again is one we've done before. Those are our hip hinges and bridges. I like to start here and raise up. It gets a lot of your quads and stuff engaged as well. And then you also have the comfort of your couch versus being on the floor like I demonstrated yesterday. So I'm going to stay here so I don't have to get on the floor. And we're just going to do this. We're going to go slow down and back up. Big squeeze and hold. Down and back up. Big squeeze and hold. Down and back up. Kind of slow on the way down. It's like a tooth. Maybe 3 or 4 count on the way down. And back up can be fast, but with a big squeeze and kind of hold at the top. And down and up. For people that like me that are on a desk all day long, this is really good for activation and getting all of this back in order. So I'm going to sit back down so I can comfortably come back up and around. And that gets us into our next move, which is very similar, but this time we're standing and we're going to just kind of push our glutes and butt back a little bit, slightly bend in your knees. This is called a good morning or a hip hinge. A lot of people can put their hands up to get a little bit more resistance. You can do this as well. Right? And this is just practicing getting that motion right here within the hips. Right. You can see it. For those that get in advance, this is how we start to get into kettlebell swinging or deadlifts. And one more. That gets us to our balancing things. I'm going to put one leg up. You can have it all the way up. If you're not quite ready yet, just kind of find your percentage. If it's 20, 30, 40%, that's where you are. And we're going to just kind of cross our arms, kind of like we're chopping. And like, it'll just throw you off of balance. You can stay to one side, go to the other, or alternate. And that's been about half, so I'm going to switch. Again, you don't have to go all the way up. That just gives you a lot more challenge of balance. For those that are unsure of themselves yet, keep a toe on the ground. And you can move up as you go. And just keep chopping. You can add weights, anything you have in the house. You can add speed, however you want to go. You can tell that one side is better for me than the other as I almost fall over trying to balance on my right. And again. Right. And then the next one we did yesterday, this is our step back lunges. Again, you can use your leg as a prop to help get yourself back up, back down, and up. Again, we're still squeezing belly to back, belly to spine. You can use the couch to help push you up and guide you down. Right, you could use a handy dandy broomstick as a prop. You know, like a cane as you go down. Just make sure that my floor is kind of slippery, so you don't want this kind of thing happening on you, right? Be very careful. Safety first. Turn so you can potentially see. And again, you don't have to go all the way down. This is just as good, right? We're still getting movement. And then that gets us into the broomstick move. We did this the other day too. The next move we both did. We're going to bend over, get kind of into that hip hinge position that we were talking about earlier. And we row up, rotate, and raise. Rotate, raise, and you can even go back down. A lot of people just like to drop. Doesn't matter. I like to switch it up. Right. And then the final move, I do believe we did this again. These are our broomstick pull downs. We may have done this without anything at all. I like to spread my hands. We're going to push out a little bit forward and just slightly pull down, make that resistance by yourself as if you're fighting gravity, as if something's, well, you got a string and somebody's up above you trying to pull and you're trying to pull down, so you're trying to fight. So we're just pulling down, right? You can see. Still squeezing belly to back, and we're just pulling down. Not hitting our face, getting our noses or behind us. That's not necessarily good. We're pulling right down towards your chest. And that should get about it for today. Thank y'all very much for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow.